Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really, I think, counterintuitive exploration. It's drawn from a remarkable source, Dr. Leda Petrova's The Courage to Begin.
Hmm.
And it's a book that kind of flips our understanding of courage and, confidence right on its head. Forget waiting for perfection. This deep dive, well, it's going to reveal that your biggest breakthroughs often begin precisely when you feel least ready. Our mission today is to distill how this seemingly simple shift can, well, revolutionize your approach to any dream or goal you may be holding back from, no matter how daunting it feels.
Yeah, and what's truly fascinating here, and I think deeply relevant for anyone who, consumes a lot of information these days, is how Dr. Petrova unpacks that universal human experience of hesitation, inner resistance.
Right.
And this isn't just another rehash of mindset over matter. Her perspective is, well, it's gentle, but also profoundly insightful. It offers a clear path to navigate that initial paralysis when you feel stuck or maybe just overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed, yeah.
It's about finding that sort of calm strength to finally take action.
So let's talk about that inner resistance. You know that quiet voice of self-doubt we just mentioned?
Mm-hmm.
The source describes its subtle power, almost insidious, really perfectly.
Hmm.
It doesn't shout or argue with you. It just quietly makes you doubt yourself.
Yeah.
And the most cunning part, it sounds so reasonable.
Oh, absolutely.
It never says you'll fail miserably or anything like that.
Mhm.
Instead, it whispers things like, maybe later, when you've improved,
More skilled.
more confident, more perfect. Exactly. It's that constant cycle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Waiting, preparing, hesitating, always telling ourselves, soon, just not now. It's so relatable. We've all been there, I think, constantly pushing off that next step.
Exactly. And if we zoom out a bit, what this truly reveals, according to the source, is that this voice, well, it isn't protecting you, it's stalling you.
Stalling you, that's a good way to put it.
It's truly fear disguised as wisdom. That's the phrase used, making us believe we're being careful or, thoughtful, when deep down it's just afraid. Afraid we'll try and maybe not be perfect right out of the gate.
Mhm.
But this begs the question, right? What if good enough isn't a finish line, but just a decision to keep going? Dr. Petrova offers this really powerful reframe. She reminds us that you are not a problem to fix, but a person who is still growing.
I like that. A person who is still growing.
Yeah. And she points out that growth isn't always visible. It can even look like doubt sometimes, or like walking in circles.
Mm-hmm.
But internally, something profound is shifting, even if it doesn't feel like it.
Okay, so if we're not a problem to fix and growth can feel like walking in circles,
Mhm.
what does this actually mean for us when it comes to taking that first step? Because this next insight, this really caught my attention.
Mhm.
Now is never going to feel perfect, and that's exactly why you need to begin anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that challenges so much of what we're taught about being prepared, doesn't it?
It really does.
We often build up these huge expectations in our minds. The perfect plan, the perfect timing, or that elusive perfect version of ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just freeze. We get stuck.
Yeah.
But the source asserts that the most powerful changes in life rarely start with confidence. They start with courage.
Ah,
It's a complete flip of how we usually think about it.
that is such a critical distinction, and I think it's where a lot of people get stuck. Dr. Petrova clarifies, fear isn't the enemy, waiting forever is.
Right. Waiting forever.
You don't need to pretend you're fearless. You just need to move with your fear, not try to run away from it.
Move with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the source really reinforces the idea that just trying is already a kind of success. It proves your heart is stronger than your fear, even if that first attempt feels, awkward or uncertain.
Awkward. Yeah, that's often how it feels.
It's about the very act of beginning, regardless of how it looks or feels initially. Have you ever felt that? That initial surge of fear that almost tricks you into thinking you're being, wise by waiting?
Oh, I mean, absolutely. It's almost like our brains are hardwired for that kind of procrastination, isn't it? That sensible delay.
Mm-hmm.
But then this source gives us that simple permission to just start. And this is where Dr. Petrova offers a really actionable path forward. It's the often underestimated power of small, consistent steps.
Yes. Small steps.
She highlights how we just completely underestimate how powerful a small beginning can be.
Mm.
And we're talking really concrete examples here, like one page of writing or maybe one email sent.
One new word learned.
Exactly. One kind sentence to yourself. Things that seem tiny.
Mm.
But the core principle is that tiny becomes steady, steady becomes strength.
And strength becomes a life you're proud of.
Right. It's a beautiful progression.
Yeah.
And the call to action is so simple, it's almost disarming. You don't need to leap today.
You just need to show up.
Breathe.
Yeah, keep going.
Just keep going.
Right, and this really resonates because, as the source puts it, real change begins quietly like a seed under the soil.
I like that analogy.
You don't see anything at first, right? But that doesn't mean nothing is happening down there. And if we think about how confidence is built, the source is very clear. Confidence doesn't appear like magic. It's not instant.
No magic wand.
No, it grows slowly, steadily from the little wins you collect when no one is watching.
When no one is watching. That's key.
It is. And it gives us a practical application, too, suggesting that at the end of the day, you ask yourself, just reflect. What did I do today that moved me forward? Even just a little.
Just a tiny bit.
And then crucially, let it count, because little wins matter more than loud wins.
Let it count.
Yeah.
It's fascinating how this source reframes confidence altogether. Instead of, waiting for some huge achievement to finally feel proud of yourself.
Yeah, that big moment.
It suggests you just need to start noticing the small things you're already doing right, the things you probably dismiss. These are often those invisible achievements, aren't they? Like finishing a task you didn't feel like doing. We all know that one.
Oh, yeah. Or asking a question in English, even if your grammar wasn't perfect, if that's your goal.
Or even just being kind to yourself after a rough day. It's about celebrating those quiet, internal victories that, maybe no one else even notices.
That's absolutely the key. And what's truly compelling here is the compounding nature of these small actions. One quiet step makes the next one a little bit easier, and then the next one...
Like momentum building.
Exactly. It's like the analogy Dr. Petrova uses. You don't climb a mountain by jumping to the top. Seems obvious, but we forget.
We do.
You take a step, then another, slow and steady. And this solidifies that really powerful insight. I don't need to feel confident to act. I build confidence through action.
Through the doing.
Through the doing. Every step you take, no matter how small, is described as a vote for the person you're becoming. And you don't need anyone else's permission to collect those quiet victories. They're yours.
Okay, so we've talked about the quiet voice, the power of just starting, the magic of these small steps. But how does this play out in the messy reality, when you're actually starting something new?
Right, the theory is one thing.
Exactly. Well, the creator of our source, Dr. Lana Petrova herself, she actually shares this really powerful moment of her own struggle. It perfectly illustrates these principles. She describes sitting at her kitchen table years ago, just outlining an idea, a new way to teach English, blending emotional growth with simple spoken language.
Okay.
It felt personal, she said, kind of soft, maybe a little strange compared to traditional methods. And immediately she heard that inner voice pipe up. No one's going to care about this.
Ah, there it is.
There it is. She remembers actually closing the notebook, pushing it aside, and not touching it for weeks, just paralyzed by that fear of being too different or not good enough or just that trying wouldn't matter anyway.
Wow, so even she felt that. And that raises an important question then. What was the turning point? What changed? Well, in the story, it was a friend's gentle question, just asking her, what if someone out there actually needs what you're scared to share?
Ah, shifting the focus.
Exactly. It shifted the perspective entirely, away from her own personal fear and towards the potential impact on others. Maybe someone quiet or tired, or someone who maybe just needed one peaceful voice in their learning journey.
Yeah.
And the profound lesson there, the source suggests, is that the most powerful thing you can do for someone is not give up on your gift, whatever that gift might be.
That's powerful.
And she goes on to say, her initial attempts, those early episodes or materials, they didn't get many views, not at all. But consistent effort, one message, one story, one kind sentence at a time, that eventually led to a really profound impact. People started reaching out, saying things like, this helped me more than you know. That story really brings these ideas home, doesn't it?
It really does.
It shows us that even the person who created these powerful insights faced that exact same hesitation we all do.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're out there listening, and maybe you're feeling tired of starting over or frustrated because you're not seeing results fast enough.
Which is so common.
So common. The simple yet really profound advice from Dr. Petrova's work boils down to this. Just keep showing up. Not perfectly, not with fireworks or some big announcement, just gently, consistently, quietly.
Mm.
And this stands in such stark contrast to how the world often focuses on, the big results, the flashy before and after photos, the big wins. We all know that feeling, right? Staring at a blank page or new project and just freezing up. This source offers such a powerful counter to that paralysis.
That's exactly it. The source explains that your most powerful transformation, it's the one no one sees.
The internal one.
The internal one, those
Ah.
quiet daily efforts, like choosing to keep learning English even when progress feels slow, or just choosing not to give up on yourself that day. It emphasizes that real growth looks like repetition. It looks like small habits. It looks like waking up and trying again, even when yesterday felt like failure.
Trying again.
Yeah. Progress, it says, doesn't ask you to be perfect. It only asks you to return. Just come back to it.
Wow.
And every time you do show up, every time you return, you send yourself this quiet, powerful message. I matter. My life is worth the effort. I am building something. Even if it's invisible for now.
Building something quietly.
Exactly. You don't need to leap. You don't need to shine brightly all the time. You just need to stay in the game. Take one small step. Be someone who keeps showing up.
Okay, so to kind of wrap up the core insights from this deep dive into the courage to begin, we've really learned, I think, the importance of recognizing that quiet inner voice of doubt, first of all.
Recognizing it.
Then embracing courage over confidence. Acting first, understanding the compounding power of those tiny, consistent steps.
The tiny steps add up.
They really do. And finding that profound strength in simply consistently showing up. It's really about building confidence through action, not waiting around for it to magically appear.
Yeah. And maybe this leaves us with an important question for you, the listener, to consider. Think about a dream, maybe, or some endeavor you've been holding back from, something you've perhaps deemed too small or too imperfect, or maybe you just feel not ready yet.
We all have something like that.
We do. What if? Just what if, like Dr. Elena Petrova discovered with her own project, that very thing you're scared to share or start? What if that's exactly what someone else, somewhere out there, silently needs from you to help them move forward in their own journey?
That's a powerful thought to end on. And just remember, you are more ready than you think. You really can do it. In many ways, by just listening and considering this, you already are. We really hope this deep dive encourages you to reflect on your own quiet victories, those small steps, and to just keep showing up.